Why not? Good morning. Live from the town of Babylon, New York. This is I Love Babylon Unlimited with me, your host, Ryan O'Neill Williams. And we've been having an interesting week. We've been having a few interesting weeks, maybe a few interesting months. And one of the things that I've had fun doing while doing quarantine was finding quarantine jokes and memes. And even though that's not generally his purpose, Dr. Daniel Davids, who is the traveling physical therapist, is going to be on today because he's going to talk to us about this live telethon that he's going to be having on Saturday for the Alzheimer's Association. So with no further ado, a gentleman who is preventing falls for seniors, a gentleman who goes into homes and helps people who are not well get better. That I wanted to introduce you to Dr. Daniel Davids, my friend, and a very interesting marketer and physical therapist. So here we go. Hey, Danny, how are you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? How are you, man?
I'm good. Okay, so before we go into everything else, let's talk about who this guy is. I met Danny for the first time. What at the Deer Park wrestling thing, right? Which is very.
Yes, that was the first time. I thought you're right. It was the first time.
Yeah, I normally don't. That I won't forget. Like I might forget a name or whatever, but if I have an emotion with you at that moment, never forget. So literally, and what's funny about that is you're thinking to yourself that I saw you on the mat, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Dr. Dan was there networking with everybody else. It was the Deer Park Chamber of Commerce networking event, and we were there at the behest of the what is it? NYWC. That's the name of the wrestling.
New York Wrestling Convention. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know this. We have wrestling in the town of Babylon, like a full-on thing, sportatorium. It's freaky. It's crazy. And you're not going to believe this, but the gentleman who's with me today, who is literally a physical therapist, used to also be a wrestler. What was your name back then?
Well, we say first we used to break the bones, and now we mend them. That's what I do. Well, okay. So I used to be Dan Dynasty. He said, and now you see I have no hair. Ryan, you and I have sported the same haircut, but I used to have long blue hair and zebra print tights that I would run around and swing chairs at people and jump off the top rope for 7 years of my life. So yes.
Fantastic. But now Dr. Dan does something that a lot of people do not know even exists. You get a physical therapist, what a prescription? Is that what you refer to it as? A physical therapist prescription?
Yeah.
And what generally happens is you have to go to a place, right? You got to go somewhere and actually work that out. But instead, you chose to bring that home to people. You want to tell me a little bit about why you do that?
Yeah, Ryan, thank you very much for sending that out. So it really works like this. So many people have had physical therapy before. And as a physical therapist, I've seen so many people in the clinic, and I can tell you, every profession has its strengths, has its weaknesses. But I think there's a growing weakness in physical therapy. And I'm trying to be one of the people at the head that's trying to nip this in the bud, which is because it costs so much to run a clinic, to have space, to have the equipment, to have therapists on staff, all that stuff, and reimbursement constantly goes down. We're at the point where, as a therapist in a clinic, I was seeing 4 or 5 patients an hour, and that's not uncommon. That wasn't specific to the place I was working in. So we're seeing so many people at once, and honestly, if you're trying to get better, you're trying to get healthier, you're trying to get stronger, you need to have someone watching to make sure that you're doing the things correctly. It's very easy to do things wrong. So I decided to do something different. I wanted to go and bring the care into the home. So it's outpatient care. So it's the same if you have back pain, shoulder pain, balance issues. Obviously, I'm a balance guy. That's my passion. But whatever the problem is, I'm big on just making sure that we can bring the care into the home, right? So we don't have to, especially now. Think about this now during this Corona crisis that we're going through. Even though we're maybe we're hitting that flattening, maybe even a valley. I hope, and maybe it stays like that forever. Fingers crossed. But you're going into a clinic where you're sharing, at best case scenario, you're seeing a therapist, one therapist who's seeing 4 other patients. Most of the time, you have like 3 or 4 therapists in an area. So our thing was all just about, making it completely individualized, one-on-one. And you know what? I learned that it used to take me like 14 sessions to get people better. Now I'm like at 8 sessions, and people are getting healthier. It's quicker. It's better. It's in general. It works out well.
Whoa! So you actually can increase people's rate of getting better by giving the personalized attention that you give.
I mean, Ryan, think about it this way. It makes perfect sense. In a physical therapy clinic, and I'll be brief, but this is like during my workshops, this is what I say. A normal session works like this. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Everything good? Okay, Ms. Smith, why don't you have a seat? Let me give you a hot pack. Great, 15 minutes. If you need me, I'll be over here. Then I go over here, write my notes. I come back. Hey, Ms. Smith, you okay? All right, I want you to go on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Go on the treadmill for 10 minutes. I'm seeing another patient. Hey, okay, now my assistant or my aide is going to go through your exercises, but you remember them, so they're going to go through it. Okay, now I'm going to show you this one exercise. This is what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Do that 3 sets of 10, and then when you're done, sit here for 15 minutes. I'll be with you, and I'm going to get you on the table. And I'm going to do a 5-minute massage.
Okay.
How much individual time am I actually giving? 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that, for an hour-long session?
Yeah.
You're paying the same whether you're getting that hour-long session in a clinic, and you're really only getting 20 minutes, or if you're getting that hour-long session in the house, and it's an hour. So it really makes sense that, if you get triple the amount of care per session, you should be getting better a lot faster.
Now, here's the deal. Add travel time, add you actually showing up to wherever. Technically, well, from a financial perspective, from a guy who's an accountant, that sounds like a loss.
So you're absolutely right. I will never be rich doing what I do. I'm never going to be rich doing what I do. And that's okay. I don't need to be
I don't need to be rich. I don't want you to be rich, but I definitely would like you to do well. You're so amazing.
Thank you. But you know what, though? Okay, let's change what we just said. I'm never going to have a bank account with as many zeros as maybe. But I enjoy what I do so much. The therapists who I work with, we all enjoy what we're doing so much because this is what we're taught in school. Yeah. So yes, I may not have the wealth. I'm still having a lot of fun doing what I'm doing, and people are getting better, and I see it. It's like completely within my control, and it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. So it's worth it. The trade-off is 100% worth it.
That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, Alzheimer's. So why are you doing this for that particular group? I know about your, 400 fewer falls initiative.
Wow, you got it. You nailed it. The 400 fewer falls.
Yes, lock in. But then the other thing, now that you're doing this weekend, why are you doing Alzheimer's? Because I know this is Alzheimer's month. I know last week, Larry Loves Homes. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a real estate broker here in North Babylon. But he did the walkathon, which is the Relay for Life. That was last week. And so I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you're doing that for Alzheimer's this week?
Well, so I'm participating with doing an event with the Alzheimer's Association. Now, the Alzheimer's Association has 2 events that they run. Well, they have a bunch of events, but they have something called the Longest Day and something called the Longest Night, right? So during the longest day, the first day of summer solstice, right? The longest day, they raised money for the Alzheimer's Association. And so a lot of people, when I signed up for this in December, a lot of people were going to do a bowling party and this and that. And then I think the coronavirus stopped everyone in their tracks. And I'm happy to say that it took me until probably March to really come up with the one to do. And I said, why can't we do this online? Why can't we do something fun? So this is what I came up with. And Ryan, hit me. Let me hear your honest thoughts about this. You can say it's horrible, you hate it. I'm not gonna be upset because there are people who love it. I said, let's do a telethon. Let's go and do an old style telethon, and let's get acts coming on and doing their thing, and people who are watching it will donate money. And yes, I know what you're thinking, Ryan. You're thinking this is the worst time ever to do this because unemployment rates are sky high. We have everything. Like, it's the worst time to be donating money. But guess what? I set this up May 22nd for June 20th, which is this Saturday. So June 20th, we have it set up. And I got to tell you something. We had a goal of $1,000. We already passed it. So now I had to up the goal. I had to up the goal to $5,000. And we have nationally recognized acts coming in. People from America's Got Talent. People from Top Chef. We have like real legit people up here. So it is fantastic. I'm so excited to be doing this. It's from 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. And yes, that's the link, right? Oh, you know what? I think the T has to be capital for Thon. So I'm sorry, that was my fault. I didn't do a check. So
we can change it.
so the link is bit.ly/capital LIVE capital A capital THON. There you go. You got it, Ryan.
Not a question. Just take a second. This tech is fascinating right now. I'm really.
This is what I'm using, by the way. This is what I'm using for the thing.
Well, coronavirus did a lot of terrible things to us, but I have to tell you, in some ways, it brought us a lot closer. I'm seeing people who I sometimes wouldn't see for a year, 2 years, and I'll just pop on this thing, and we'll have 20 friends hanging out. It's wild. It's crazy. And so, in a way, like we've advanced in a way, and I'm always looking for silver linings, right? So we've advanced in a way because now we can do things like this, do things like your telethon here, and anybody can do them because we're recognized, we're being pushed to do that. And so now you're getting into the fact that you have this box and you have to figure out something to do with this specific kind of technology. And it's fascinating. Look at this guy. Adam Hurd. Wait, what? Never be rich? Because apparently, when you said you don't think you'll ever be rich, he's laughing at you. Adam's in finance too, and he knows that you can be because you have value, and I believe that too. Because of the immense value that you provide, that's nonsense. At some point, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to go in and put myself out there, but I know that it is possible for you to teach what you know and spread it all over the country and figure out a way to actually increase your whatever it is that you're doing. But yes.
Well, you know what? The wheels in that are moving because we're actually, as you say that, this week has been dedicated to stretching our wings and looking to opening up in Buffalo. So yes, we're looking to move around a little bit and do that. So maybe you're right. Maybe I will be rich one day. Who knows?
You'll be fine. You'll work it out. We'll work it out. When you're doing something this great, people notice, people want to get involved, and the value will come regardless of whether or not traditionally people open their pocketbooks for it. You'll figure it out. So what kind of acts are we talking about this weekend? Who you got on there?
So, like I said, we have someone from Top Chef.
Okay.
We have someone from not official yet, so I have to be very careful with this one, but from America's Got Talent, someone who's on America's Got Talent, comedian, illusionist. We have a lot of singers. We have singers of all levels. We have a friend of mine who just happens to used to do a cappella, and he said, "Well, I can sing." And I said, "Send me a video. Let's do it. Let's get something together." So we have people from our next door neighbors to people who sang on cruise ships to people who are, and I'll tell you, how I found people. I'm actually proud of this one myself. You'll appreciate this.
Really?
You know how I found a lot of acts? I reached out to Long Island's Best, the Best of Long Island, the program that's run every year by the Long Island Press. I reached out. I said, "You are the best on Long Island. Right. Are you willing to help?" And you would not be, I'm sure you're not surprised to hear, people were like, yes, yes, I'm more than happy to help out.
Because they're blessed. And a lot of people have turned around and said, you know who I wanted, I sent you at least one guy, Rob Romeo, who is an amazing performer and has a bunch of performers. But it was only this morning it occurred to me that my friend Teresa, who can paint she did one the other night. She just basically paints amazing pop culture stuff. Teresa Christensen.
That's awesome.
I'll talk to her and see whether or not she can find some time for it. I mean, it's kind of late, but she's a mom. You know what I mean? She's a mom, but also she's amazing at cycling. So I know at 8:00 on Saturday mornings she's doing cycling in this box space. But what time is it for your thing? What time is your thing on Saturday?
So we're starting at noon on Saturday,
Okay.
and I'm running it through my personal page,
Right.
and it'll be I'm gonna hopefully a lot of people will also share a watch party, but I'm gonna be doing a watch party in a bunch of different groups also. So it's starting at 12, and I'm going till 6 p.m. So I
Wow.
got to be on for 6 hours. So yeah.
Sometimes these are the things we choose to do. Last night I did bingo for close to 2 hours,
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, if you're talking like the entire time, you have to like eventually start saying things to keep yourself awake, and people are like, what is he talking about? So it gets silly. But 6 hours, I'm hoping in between though you can take breaks. It's not like you're performing the entire time. Yes.
No, I will be taking breaks. Every time I do a clip, I have with each clip that I have to run, I have like the time, like how long is it? So I'm gonna be like 13 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay, let's go. Squats.
So you take care of yourself in between, Doctor.
Got to keep the blood pumping. And I'm on. You wouldn't believe me right now. I know because I sound very manic right now, but I haven't touched caffeine in over a year. So
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. I take it. I don't take it early in the morning. I take it around 11 or 12 as I'm about to wane. I try to stay away from having too much of it. But I thought you had tried the whatchamacallit coffee, the bulletproof coffee recently.
I did decaf.
Oh, that
I
doesn't
did.
make any sense. What is that? Why would I even
I
drink
really just want to.
coffee?
I really want to see what happens if you put a tablespoon of butter in coffee. And you know what? It wasn't bad. It
It was,
wasn't bad at all.
yeah, it's not bad, right? What is it? Grass-fed butter, and there's some other chemical.
MCT oil. You're supposed to put like some MCT oil
Yeah,
or something. I'm not exactly sure about.
which
Yeah.
honestly, it made my coffee last longer throughout one day. But I'm actually sensitive to caffeine, and so it made me get nothing done. All I did was in my head, like brain spinning around. So I think you'd have to eventually get used to it, but it extends the power of coffee. Anyway, um, it's so good to see you. It's good to see you, like whether it's this or the other ways that we actually see one another. I don't know when it is going to be again that we can shake hands and I do a Long Island's greatest thing with you. I know you're on the site. I know that because I consider you to be one of the greatest business. See, it may not be so much that he's making $1 million, people. What's amazing is he's a independent local business person who is bringing a different kind of value to his clients and customers that does not exist anywhere else. That's what I'm talking about when I say Long Island is greatest. Like, this is fascinating stuff. And then why even bother to do telethon? Why spend 6 hours 6 hours doing it? Because he wants to bring more value. And so what are we talking about? All of this, anything that they send to bit.ly/live-a-thon is going to go directly to the Alzheimer's Association, right?
Yes, and actually, it's a Facebook page. If you go to that link, it's the main Facebook page, the donation page, and it goes straight to the Alzheimer's Association.
But if you also look around, guys, I'm going to put this information into the group at I Love Babylon Unlimited. I'll put it on the Facebook page at I Love Babylon. And you can go to Dr. Daniel's page. It's called the Traveling Physical Therapist. You can go check that out over there. I'm sure it'll be over there as well. But regardless, that's where the link is for you to donate. And look out for his Instagram, his Facebook. He's out here on LinkedIn, right? You do a LinkedIn page. You've gone and find information there, and all of the Alzheimer's information, the event information is going to be there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. And Dan, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. I have a video for you. Are you getting back into business now? Are you out back on the road?
We're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling. We barely took a break because we had we were able to order some PPE, so we didn't really even have to take too much of a break.
Okay. So I didn't realize that. I thought you were like shut down because you physically have to go in. It's almost like a massage therapist, right? You got to actually go in and talk to people and touch them. So coronavirus didn't hit your business as badly as I thought it did.
Thankfully not. We definitely took a hit and we're recovering, but it's not,
Okay.
it was never a complete stop.
because I've got some sitting here for you to use to post wherever. And it's going to be weird now because we did it in a time when you did not wear a mask, you did not need PPE. But I guess we'll put that at the bottom too. We'll just say
That's right.
But listen,
and you know what? Let's get it so we can put it on for Saturday.
Regardless. So he's got the thing, right? But ladies and gentlemen, it's a great cause. The Alzheimer's Association of America. It's Dr. Daniel. If you or someone you know has difficulty with their physical therapy, does not want to go out, and that's part of the problem of this. They don't want to go out. They're falling on a regular basis. I know someone in particular who is in our group who had a fall the other day, and I was so worried about her. She posted a picture of her face, and I was like, oh my gosh, honey, I'm so sorry. I feel bad for you. But regardless, this is the kind of service that can make your life better. Check him out. It's Dr. Daniel Davids, the traveling physical therapist. Go check that out on Facebook. And of course, check out the live-a-thon that's happening this weekend. Danny!
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a good day, man.
Thank you. And thank you. I love Babylon. I love you guys.
All right. Thank you. I love you too. You know.